and welcome to a Get It All Done with me. I know that this looks super cozy, but I couldn't help myself and make a coffee in the new kitchen and enjoy some peace and quiet whilst my son's in school, my husband's in the office in London, and basically I am looking forward to getting basically energied up, even though it's a decaf, and basically just getting stuff done. So my plan for today, I need to sort out my strawberries, I need to figure out what happened to the tomatoes because I had 0 tomatoes that have ripened. So I'll see whether they've gotten any better. Maybe I could put them on the windowsill and get them to go red whilst it's still nice and warm during the afternoons. But there's definitely a chill in the air, and I am slightly sad that we don't have the lawn looking all nice because I have lots to get done with the lawn as well. But my husband's been working really hard, especially with his brother, sorting out the flooring in the extension. They finally finished, but they do need to do, or my husband rather, needs to do the edging, so the skirting boards and things. But he's also the one who does the lawn, and although I'm not moaning, I just wish that it gets done, and I need to get it done for practical reasons as well as it looking nice. So essentially September, October time is the perfect time to put some more, soil down, aerate the lawn. I've been looking into this quite a lot, obviously put some new seed down to just freshen it up after the builders have been, and we expected this to happen with all the things that we've been doing renovations wise, and basically forgetting about the garden, not forgetting, but using the garden for a different purpose, which was not lawn friendly. So basically that is the plan for today, and I hope that the lawn does get done in the next couple of days so that I could show you that as well. Last but not least, I've got lots of things to put into the car to take to the dump. So that's the plan for Get It All Done with me. But before we start, please, please, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I do loads of these Get It All Done with me's. Last time I was full-on renovation mode. I was even breaking down tiles with a really fun man tool. So yeah, basically, if you want to see this kind of content, clean with me's, I do daily mum shorts as well for fun. So yeah, basically join me, make sure to subscribe, and let's get to it. That's even bigger. That's even bigger. Look at how huge it is. So I've sorted out my strawberry plants and I got rid of the old ones. So apparently they only fruit 2 years in a row. So I wanted to get myself organised, get some new strawberries, as in like the baby strawberries, ready for next year to fruit, and then sort out the others. And now I've got lots of plant pots as well with just like, fresh soil that I will be using next year as well. So I have gotten to my tomato plants and they're not very happy with me. Understandably so. I didn't have much time and love to give them, especially during the renovations. I've got 2 of those, tomato plants, one bigger than the other, but they became all very droopy in the next couple of days, even though I was watering them loads. So I guess they didn't like me putting them up like this, sadly. I did manage to save a few tomatoes and try and basically get them to go a bit more red on the windowsill, which did work on a few of them. Actually, one was really good. The others are now like a bit more orange, which is great. And then I decided to clean up around the area as well. I found this weed that could go and some other thorn bushes as well. So I do love these gloves for the thorns. We've got a lot of like bramble bushes and ivy in the garden as well. So that's my biggest battle in the outdoors in the last couple of years, apart from the slugs. The slugs haven't been too bad this year actually, because it hasn't been as wet as last year. But yeah, I could not believe the radishes that basically have accidentally grew to like a huge state. They're humongous, and I decided to make a chutney with them, but firstly they needed cleaning and my son thought he'd help me peel them as well, so he was a really good boy, also going crazy with his homework trolley beforehand too. So the next few steps of this get it all done with me is me putting up the fairy lights, which I put away because I knew that the builders were going to be around. I knew that the diggers coming through as well, so I didn't want them to get ruined, especially I paid so much money for them. And they make me so happy, especially during, the Christmassy period. And Christmas Day, we have them on all night, not all night, but like, all day and night. It's just so lovely to see them as well. And I can't wait to have them on more now that, we get darker nights as well. So that's me putting them away, or rather putting them up. And the side looks a little bit different now that we've got the extension happening, so that's super exciting. The other thing that you should expect to see is me sorting out, our portable greenhouse. I've put the strawberries in there as well eventually, after sorting out the bits in there, cleaned it up a bit around it as well. And then you'll also see my blueberry bushes as well, like you saw my raspberry bush earlier. So I hope that you enjoy it. Make sure to stick around and see my other half mowing the lawn. We actually had to end up borrowing Grandad's lawnmower because our one seems to have packed it in. So it seems to have died, sadly. So we do need a new one now. But yeah, you'll see the lawn all nice and trimmed towards the end.